So I'm just back from a meeting with Andrew, architect, and we're doing a very complicated build. And the complicated build is a two-story residence with a suspended concrete slab as the first floor and masonry inside and out, right? And it's complicated by a number of reasons, and it's basically that this building doesn't really want to be brick. When you think about what brick wants to be, this isn't it. But we still want that brick narrative because that's what the client wants. Client, wants something that isn't hollow, and they currently live in a timber frame building, and that's not what they want. They want something more solid. So I said to Andrew, and Andrew was like, "Well, why doesn't this building want to be brick?" And I said, "Well, look at the way that brick has traditionally been used. So look at a Federation house or a terrace house. They basically consist of little rooms, right? Maybe 4 or 5 meters square, and that's what the building wants to be. It wants to be a box, and once you go away from those boxes, and this building that we're doing, this house that we're doing, is nothing. There's no boxes about it. It's just single lines of 110 brickwork, which is the enemy of brickwork. And I after going through all that, Andrew said, "Okay, I understand all that." And I said, "But surely this isn't news to you, right? Everyone knows this." And Andrew turned to me and said, "Well, yeah, I think I knew it, right? But no one's ever said it with so much passion, right? That this is wrong." And it's that passion which just kind of taken me aback and kind of made me think about it. And I said, "But this is the problem with our industry. The problem with our industry is the fact that you give us a problem as an architect. You give the structural engineer a problem, and we just solve it, right? And we're not doing our job if that's what we're doing. We're just being compliant." Right? We're just giving you a compliant, and we might be moving from compliance to harmonization. In other words, we're looking at the architecture and trying to harmonize it. But very few engineers take that next step, and that next step is here's the solution that I'm giving you, but, right? And it's that but that is the important part. That's the part where things start to happen. And most engineers, and that's where you step from compliance or harmonization to co-creation. And most engineers don't want to do that, but because it is a uncomfortable place to go. It will produce tension. You'll be in the firing line suddenly. You'll have to bring all your engineering knowledge out. And it is an uncomfortable place to go, and most engineers avoid it. So they're just giving you something that's compliant, right? It's giving you something that works. And I think that's where we need to go as an industry. We need to go to the point where we're not, where we're saying but. Right? Where we're saying but. If you don't say but, you're not doing your job. And I said to Andrew, the other part of this project is that we're going to give somebody something that it doesn't really want to be. And I actually think we can do exactly the same thing, well, almost exactly the same thing, for $1 million cheaper, right? Which is just timber framed, a timber frame building. And we can make it so that there's not a lot of difference between the timber frame building and the full rigid brick and concrete solution, right? And it would be remiss of us, right, not to tell the client that they can pretty much do the same thing for $1 million less, right? We can sit here and say, yes, this is what we can do, and we'll do it, right? But our job, it's a responsibility that we have to tell them that there is another way.